Hello, magandang araw sa lahat. Welcome to episode 15 of our Principles of Structural Analysis and Design playlist. This is specifically for civil engineering licensure examination. So in this video, let's have a simply supported beam, has a span of 12 meters. To prevent excessive deflection, the beam is pre-tensioned with 12 millimeter diameter strands. You are given the dimension of the beam and the pre-stressing force. For number one, calculate the pre-stress force, or should I say the pre-stress force applied if it is applied at an eccentricity of 250 millimeters below the neutral axis of the beam. Which of the following gives the resulting tensile stress in the beam due to the pre-stressing force? All right, so here we have a cross-section of the beam and then assuming that this is the tendon. And sinabi naman sa problem na yung placement ng tendon is straight. Ayan. So ibig sabihin, it will have a constant eccentricity all throughout the span. All right? So now, for number one, simple lang, pinapahanap lang yung tensile stress dun sa beam due to the pre-stressing force alone. So wala mo ng load. Okay? So number one. So how do we analyze that? So di ba ang cross-section ng beam, okay, so alam natin na ito ay 750. Tapos ito ay 350. And then nandito daw yung tendon, no? Nasa 250 below the eccentricity. Ito yung tendon natin. So 250. Okay? So tinatanong sa atin, what is the maximum tensile stress? All right. To do that, we have to visualize that how would this particular beam bend? No? So kapag inisip natin, paano pa mag-bend yung beam dahil sa pre-stressing force na yan? So ito yung pre-stress. Okay? So kapag inisip natin, dahil mag-a-apply ka dito ng force at a certain eccentricity below the neutral axis, okay, so what will happen is that it will create a bending moment, no? May eccentricity E, ito yung P. Okay, so it will create a bending moment in this direction. Okay, and ganun din ito isa. So dahil doon, we will produce a so-called negative bending. No? Negative bending. Actually, pure negative bending. Dahil wala namang ibang apply dyan na load. Okay? So meaning, this part right here will be under tension, yung top part. Tapos yung bottom part will be under compression. Ganun lang kasimple yun. So, in short, makatatagpuan natin yung tension side dito sa taas. Top is under tension. Okay? So, let's calculate. Again, dito sa pre-stress na to, sa calculation ng mga stresses sa pre-stress beams, wala namang kailangan formula na kabisaduhin. Kailangan lang alam natin yung formula ng stress na basic or generic na P over A at saka yung MC over I. Bali, ang mangyari lang dito, this is going to be a combined axial stress, which is yung P over A, and bending stress, which is yung MC over I. Kailangan lang natin mag-provide ng tamang sign convention. Okay? So, in mechanics, in any structural analysis na topic, lagi no, ginagamit natin na sign convention ay negative yung compression. And then positive yung tension. Yan lang yung nakasanayan, no? Pero pagka nag-a-analyze sa geotechnical engineering, baliktad kasi yung soil, hindi naman yun kayang mag-carry ng tension, no? But anyway, in this context, we will use negative compression and positive na tension. So therefore, the maximum tensile stress, no, for number one, will be found at the top mid-span, no? F tension. FT maximum. Okay, so this is going to be found at the top of the beam. Actually, top anywhere on the beam, no? Top of the beam. Okay, so we have force over area, which is going to be compressive, as you can see naman, no? Lagi naman compressive yung dinadala or kinakarga ng pre-stress force. Tapos, sa top, as we can see, that is under tension, so we will have here plus MC over I. Okay? For this scenario, yung M natin, bale, ay magiging equal sa P times E. Okay? Kaya merong ibang formula. Ito, PEC over I. Pero galing lang din yun sa MC over I. So, therefore, we will have, lagyan na natin yung values, negative 2,100. Gawin lang nating kilonewton over area. So, this should be the gross area. So, 350 by 750 plus M. Ang M natin ay 2,100. Yung eccentricity ay 250. Okay? Tapos, ito, multiply lang ulit natin ito ng 1,000 para maging Newton millimeter. Tapos yung C natin is, di ba yung C is yung distance from the neutral axis papunta dun sa fiber in question. Ito yung C natin. Okay? So, ang C natin is kalahati lang nung 750. Oops. Ayan. Okay, sorry, over I. So, yung I natin is the gross moment of inertia. So, dahil rectangular lang naman yan, so BH cube over 12 lang. So, 350 times 750 cube over 12. So if you calculate that, that will be your maximum tensile stress. So negative 2,100, 1,000 over 350. So kaya ko yan kinonvert para maging megapascal, no? And then plus MC over I. So M is 2,100, 1,000 times E 250 times C 750 over 2 over I. Yung I, lagay ko naman siguro sa E para ulit-ulit natin yung gagamitin. Eh. Pati ito, para maikli yung area. Okay, so area is 350 by 750. I is 350 times 750 cube over 12. Okay, so that gives us positive 8, meaning the top portion is in fact in tension. Okay? So you might ask, sir, paano kung nag-negative yan? No? Paano kung nag-negative to? Ibig sabihin lang nun, walang tension na nangyayari dun sa beam. Lahat ay compression. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, isasagot mo at tanong niya, what is the maximum, what is the resulting tensile stress? Sabihin mo, isasagot mo dapat, 0, kung ang lumabas dito ay negative. Kasi ibig sabihin, compression na yung pinakamaliit na, I mean, compression pa rin yung nandun sa ine-expect mo na tensile fiber, no? Pero in this case, meron naman. So that's why our answer here would be 8 megapascal. All right, number 2. Given uniformly distributed load on the beam is 21.5 kilonewton per meter. The pre-stress force is applied at the centroid of the beam. Which of the following gives the tensile stress at the midspan? So ito naman, what if daw merong load? No, may load dito. Ayan, may load. Okay? W. So, ano daw yung magiging maximum tensile stress at the Tapos, take note ha, sinabi sa problem na yung pre-stress force is nasa centroid ng beam. So, ibig sabihin, walang eccentricity. No? So, in short, wala tayo netong part na to. Wala tayo ng PEC over I. Okay, kasi yung eccentricity mo will be 0. Yun yung ibig sabihin yan, no? Eccentricity is 0 for number 2. Alright, so number 2. Okay, so redraw lang natin. Kunin ko na lang to. Okay, so again, may load dito. Okay, na 21.5 kilonewton per meter. Tapos tinatanong sa atin, ano yung magiging maximum tensile stress? Okay, tapos sa cross-section niya, ang cross-section ng beam is nandito mismo sa gitna, yung tendon. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kapag nag-apply ng force dyan, na pre-stressing force, 2,100 kilonewton, ito ay purely axial. Okay, so ang magiging effect niya lang doon sa beam is purely compression, no? Na P over A. Alright? So, ibig sabihin, to calculate now the stress at the, ano daw yan? Tensile stress, in-specify niya na kung nasaan, ano? Sa midspan. So, kaya analyze natin siya dito sa midspan. Okay, so pwedeng itong kaliwa na lang. So, midspan meaning, ano to? 6 meters. Okay? So, therefore, kailangan na natin isipin, ano ba yung, kunyari, ito yung section sa midspan. Ito rin yung magiging section sa midspan, no? Okay? So, meaning that isipin natin, saan ba mangyayari dyan yung tensile force, no? So, saan ba yung mangyayari dyan yung tensile stress? Originally, nung wala ito, lahat ng yan under compression. Lahat yan, lahat ng fiber under compression dahil dito. Ngayon, nung pinatungan natin, di ba ang ipo-provide na type ng bending nung ipinatong natin na load will be positive bending. So dahil positive bending ang ipoproduce nito, so we are expecting this time na yung resulting tensile stress ay mangyayari at the bottom of the footing. I mean at the bottom of the cross section, no? Ulitin ko ha. Kaya dito dahil originally nung wala ka pang load na nilalagay, lahat ng fiber dito is under compression dahil sa actual load ng pre-stressing force. Ngayon, kapag pinatungan mo siya ng load, obviously, ang magiging bending niyan will be a positive bending. So ibig sabihin, yung original na naka ano siya, naka-compression is mabebend ngayon in this direction. So ibig sabihin, ine-expect natin na mangyayari yung tension sa bottom naman nung footing. I mean, bottom nung cross section at the midspan. Okay, so dito naman natin ine-expect yung tension, no? Lagyan natin. Expected under tension when loaded with W. Okay? So, therefore, dun sa cross-section, hahanapin natin yung tensile stress sa part na to. Diyan, no? So, sa bottom. So, ibig sabihin, ina-expect natin, the tensile stress will be, the maximum tensile stress will be at the bottom. Okay? Bottom at midspan. Alright? So, therefore, that would be, so ano yung mga forces na nag-a-act? So, unahin ko na kagad yung compression na P over A. And then, yung ipoproduce nito na moment, no? Moment due to the load, tawagin ko na M, C over I. At sabi ko nga, dahil nasa bottom tayo nag-a-analyze, alam natin ang effect nitong downward load dun sa bottom will be under tension. Dahil positive bending yung ipoproduce niyan. Okay, and that's it, no? So, ipasok lang natin yung mga values. So, we have negative 2,100,000 over area. Okay, plus, yung M natin, mako-compute natin, of course, dito na sa baba. Yung moment natin at the midspan would be equal to okay, the moment would be equal to WL squared over 8. Diba? Kasi yan ay simply supported lang naman. So therefore, yung W natin ay 21.5, yung L ay 12 squared over 8. So that gives us 387 kilonewton meter. So 387 million para maging Newton millimeter. Tapos yung C natin, ganun pa rin, no? 750 over 2. Kasi ang ina-analyze pa rin natin from the neutral axis papunta dun sa fiber natin sa baba. Okay? Over I. So 350 times 750 cube over 12. Ayan. So therefore, so 387 ito. So therefore, our maximum tensile stress will be equal to, siguro balikan ko na lang to, tapos palitan na lang natin to ng Itong buong to, palitan natin ng 387 million. Okay, so our answer would be 3.79. And as you can see, naging positive ulit. So ibig sabihin, this is in fact under tension. Okay? So, ayan. So ang sagot natin ay letter B for number 2. And then for number 3, the beam is to support a concentrated load at the midspan. The pre-stress force is applied once again at the centroid of the beam. Solve for the maximum concentrated load that the beam can be subjected. So that the resulting tensile stress at the midspan is 0. So, but iba naman yung tanong niya. Gusto mo daw ngayon, instead na, hindi na ito, no? Instead na double, di ba? Patungan mo lang siya ng concentrated load sa midspan. Ano daw yung maximum load na yon na pwede mong ipatong para yung stress doon yung tensile stress doon sa beam ay 0. Okay? So, ganun ulit yung idea. The idea is, number 3. So, lalagyan natin ito ng load sa midspan. Okay? So, siguro para hindi nakakalito, ano na lang, F na lang, F. Ayan, lalagyan din ng load sa midspan. Okay? Pero ang goal, dapat daw yung tensile stress. So nga pala, yung cross-section muna. Yung cross-section niya same lang doon sa previous. Nasa centroid yung tendon. Ayan, nandyan. So ganun pa rin, no? Yung tendon will produce a compressive force na axial. Okay, pure axial compression. Okay? So, ayan, no? So, kailangan, ang goal naman natin ngayon, dito sa midspan, pag kinat natin yung cross-section, kailangan yung stress dito sa ilalim ay mag-zero. So, bakit sa ilalim? Kasi ulitin ko, kagaya ng number 2, ang expectation natin dyan, pag dinagyan mo ng downward force, the bottom part will be under tension. Okay? No? So, this is under tension, expected under tension. Okay, kaya lang, kailangan yun ay 0. Alright, so therefore, ganun ulit. Computin muna natin yung moment na ipoproduce ng F at the midspan. No? So we will have moment at the midspan. We will have, ano bang moment nito at the midspan? So kung hindi nyo kabisado, actually ano yan eh, FL over 4. Kung hindi nyo kabisado, pwede kayo mag-method of section. So kapag sinolve natin yung reactions dito, di ba, kalahati lang yan eh. F over 2. F over 2. So kapag in-isolate mo ito nasa kaliwa, okay, at gusto mong malaman ano yung moment dito, okay, mag-moment ka lang. Di ba ito ay L over 2. Okay? So pag nag-moment ka, tama ba na ang moment yan is F over 2 times L over 2. Ang resulta, FL over 4. Kaya naging ganito. Okay, so in short, this is just F times L is 12 over 4. So that gives me 3F. Okay, but this is in expecting that this unit is in kilonewton meter. Kasi yung distance na ginamit ko meter, tapos i-assume natin na yung F ay naka-kilonewton. Okay, so ayan na, substitute na lang natin ito doon sa formula kanina. So yung tensile stress maximum, no, which is found again at the bottom of the cross section would be equal to negative P over A kasi compression naman lagi yung ina-apply na pre-stressing force, tapos walang eccentricity kaya walang PEC over I. Ang meron lang is yung moment na produce nung load na downward, which is we are expecting na at the bottom, ano yun, tension, no? Ito yun, tension yan. Okay, so therefore this is plus MC over I. Okay? At dapat ito ay 0. Okay, so siguro dito ko na lang ituloy. So dahil 0 dapat yan, we will substitute everything, negative 2,000, 100,000 para maging Newton divided by the area. Plus, yung M natin ay 3F. Multiply lang natin ng 1 million para maging Newton millimeter. Yung C natin is 750 over 2 pa din kasi distance pa rin yon ng neutral axis papunta dun sa fiber in question. Yan pa rin yung C natin. Ito pa rin yan. Okay, over I. 350 times 750 cube over 12. So therefore, from here, we should be able to calculate for M. Transpose, tapos ito gagawin natin unknown. 3F. Yan. Okay? Solve. Okay, that gives us 87.5 kilonewtons. And that would be our answer. Letter B. Ayan. Okay? So, thank you. Hopefully, may natutunan dito sa video na to. Shout out nga pala kay sa estudyante ko, no, currently nagre-review for the board exam for for um, requesting this video, no. Shout out sa iyo, future engineer, no, Jerome Alves of UST. Okay, so shout out sa iyo. And for all of you who are watching this na gusto niyo kung gusto niyo mag-request ng specific problem, you can comment down below what specific problem you want us to discuss. Alright, so maraming salamat. Share this video to your classmates so they will also learn from this channel, and I'll see you on the next video.